Hello again, and welcome to another For the Empire animation live stream. 2 in 2 days. Madness, I know. Just give me a second here while I just get everything set up. One day I will have a proper setup for this kind of thing, but it is not this day. This day I just rely on bodge jobs and balancing my microphone and my phone on things so I can see everything at once. So still working on the same episode. Yeah, about halfway through now. It's coming along nicely. Good morning, Jay the Protector. Good morning, Carl. Hey Chris. So people who were watching yesterday, I'll just quickly bring up the shot I was working on yesterday, so you can see how that turned out. Hey Thomas, hi Aaron. So this is the one I was working on yesterday. Oops. Sorry, I just realised you can't actually see the screen because I've got dual screen on, so I'll just quickly sort that out so you can actually see what I'm doing. Just wait for the stream to catch up. There we go. So yes, this is the shot I was working on yesterday, where he looks hopefully like he's pushing himself up off the ground, and the pauldron's not clipping anywhere, and nothing's passing through each other. Yeah, that turned out quite nice. So yeah, let's go back to the one that's I'm working on today. We all know the Empire has names for aliens. What would they call the Sarlacc pit? Oh my god. The rupturing hemorrhoid. That's pretty gross. I'm sorry. That was very gross. Hello, Crazy American. Sorry, I just missed you there. And thank you for signing up yesterday as a channel member. You can tell he's a channel member because he's got that little thing by his name. So once again, we've just got the animation on Sergeant at the moment. I haven't done for the guy in the background. And this one's not come out too bad, but I'm just going to clean it up a little bit and tweak a few moments here and there. So as always, the first thing we do is take the animation and make it editable with the control rig, which means I can get in and edit keyframe by keyframe. Hey, no, really appreciate it, Crazy American. It's strange calling it that, because yeah, it's really enjoy doing these, but sort of got to balance it out with making a living as well. So the more we can sort of, I don't know, make a living from it. If not a living, then a part-time wage, then you know the less guilty I feel spending so much time on it. Now what am I doing? Oh yes, so there's a part here where he points at his head. I think his hand just goes through his helmet there just a little bit, as you can see, so I'm just going to fix that. Do you guys render in Lumen or... I can't read that other one, sorry, what's that? Pent? I haven't heard of that other one, but we're working in Lumen, which is the sorry, the reflection engine, or the reflection system built into Unreal, which lets the light bounce around in real time. It's not as good as path tracing or ray tracing, but it's pretty good. it is pretty nice. This is all Lumen rendering going on here. Oh, sorry, I see that now. It was just hidden under an icon. Path tracing, yeah. I've had a look at path tracing, but I don't know if my machine's quite grunty enough to handle it. I think I would need to upgrade a little bit to really take fully advantage of that. But I have seen some of the results that other people have gotten out of it, and it's pretty amazing. So this is me just getting this little moment where he points at his helmet. I'm just going to angle his hand in a little bit. Can you hear my dog? She's seen something outside. I don't know what it is. Yes, this is on PC. It's a oh, hang on. Sorry. GeForce RTX 3070. So once again, would love to upgrade, but don't quite have the budget for it just yet. Scene worlds, how long do these videos usually take? That is a good question. The answer to that would be it depends on the video. Like this one's taken a while just because it's reasonably ambitious in the amount of interaction the troopers have, the amount of moving around they do. It's not just them standing next to each other and talking. There's a whole bunch of other there's a population in this town as well, which I've been building, and it's about 6 minutes long, so it's taking a while. Whereas the the solo patrol one with the FNG and the little girl Aquilish, that took a couple of days. That turned out really quickly because it was a much simpler story and much shorter. So yeah, it's how long is a piece of string, really? I'm just Tea with the Admiral. Thank you very much for the super chat. From what I've seen, it's better with path tracing, but for the first time in rendering. Yeah, obviously path tracing is far better quality, but I'm kind of balancing that with wanting to get these out, reasonably quickly. If this was all path tracing, you might get like maybe 2 or 3 a year, as opposed to maybe the 5 or 6 or even 7 that I'm hoping to get out this year. So I think Lumen is amazing for quick turnaround stuff like this. But if this was like a AAA production or like a big budget feature or even like a mid-budget feature or something like that, then yes, would go with path tracing for the quality. So once again, his arm just clips through the pauldron there, so we've got to drag that into the timeline and just do a little bit of keyframing on that. I don't know if you guys can hear my dog in the background, but she's obviously seeing something in the garden and she might go off at any moment, so sorry if you hear a very loud bark all of a sudden. So just make sure that flipping a little bit there, and it's got to come back down again as well. Yes, it's the same doggo who got her nose in the cocoa powder a few weeks back. You might have seen the photo. How beginner friendly is Unreal with animation? I think it gets better with every new release. I mean, I've got to say, what I'm doing here is in combination with other programs such as iClone and Character Creator, which, especially for the characters that actually have dialogue and lip sync and stuff, I wouldn't be able to do that without that software making it so much easier for me. It rigs the characters, it brings in all the textures with their plugins, and it just streamlines the entire process. So yeah, I can like churn out a character in a day, which a few years ago the old-fashioned way would have taken like maybe a month to create. So Unreal on its own, if you're like creating a character from scratch in Blender or something like that, it's a bit of a curve, yep. But in conjunction with Character Creator and iClone, it's actually I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's certainly achievable. I mean, I've never called myself a 3D animator by any means. I'm not an expert. I'm a complete beginner still, and you know, this is the kind of stuff I'm able to achieve. So it's totally doable. But I never want to mislead people and say, oh yeah, Unreal's a piece of cake. You know, nope, you'll never have any trouble with it. I still have constant issues with weird things that it does, and mostly because I don't fully understand a lot of the way it does things, and I'm still learning on the job, so to speak, but having fun at the same time. Oops, clipping there. See, this is the new system I've got going with the separate pauldrons. So it means that the pauldrons don't bend and flex the way they used to, but they also got to watch out they're not clipping through his shoulders. Have I planned on making a Discord? I could look into it, you know, to be honest. I've never even considered it. But yeah, it would be nice to have a way for people to catch up outside of these very occasional live streams, wouldn't it? I will look into that. Thank you, Tea with the Admiral. Thank you for the suggestion. I'm gonna have him do a double tap with his. Oops, that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. With his hand there. Yeah, it looks nicer. If you play video games, what do I play? I don't play a lot of video games, to be honest. I often don't have the time, but I'll tell you what. Yes, I have been actually playing one just lately. I've been playing the Microsoft Flight Simulator because I find it quite relaxing. It's the level of graphics now are absolutely incredible, and it's just fun to fly around the world without having to leave the house. I've also discovered a browser-based site where you can just play pretty much any retro game in your browser, which is quite incredible. So I've been enjoying that as well. Playing WrestleFest from 1991. Uh, what's that cliffhanger, Banana Man? How do I go about sound design? Well, I mean, luckily, Star Wars has a massive amount of what am I doing? Spying. Massive amount of sound effects available online. I mean, Ben Burt's sound design is absolutely amazing. So it's kind of tapping into that, I guess, and trying to make these sound as Star Warsy as possible, which does take a little while sometimes, but I enjoy it. I enjoy the sound design part of it. It really brings it back to life. Oh, Crazy American, thank you for the super chat. Any software I had to buy? Yes, as I was mentioning before, I use iClone and Character Creator from Real Illusion. realillusion.com. Not being paid to sponsor them at all, but it has really made the process a million times easier than it would have been otherwise, just me doing it on my own. And also the lip sync, they have a plugin for lip sync called AccuLips, or a feature in iClone, which just basically does it for you. It does need a bit of cleanup, as a lot of these things do, but you get the go from there, as opposed to building it from scratch. So yeah, I would highly recommend iClone and Character Creator, as that's if you're wanting to do stuff with talking characters. Banana Man, the one where he said he is his father. I'm not sure if you finished that video, Banana Man, because all I can say is watch the end credits. I feel like you skipped the end credits. And that will explain everything that you need to know. Have I ever used Source? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Source? Oh, does his hand clip through the gun here? Oh, it looks pretty good actually. Oh, maybe a little bit. Excuse me. Still getting over this cough. So I'm just gonna do a few keyframes here, just to make sure, trying to avoid that clipping. Source Filmmaker. No, I haven't heard of that one. Is that an editing program? I use Premiere, Adobe Premiere for all my editing. Oh, Crazy American, thank you again. Yeah, if you need any other advice, just drop me a line on that email that I messaged you. Am I joking? No, not joking. Why would I be joking? Premiere's quite a established piece of software, isn't it? Still clipping a little bit there. SFM is what Valve uses for game, like you have to. Oh, okay. Thank you, David Ding. First you've heard of Premiere? Oh, Premiere's been around for literally decades. It's a very old program, but you know, I'm used to it. I know how it works, so I've kind of stuck with it through the years. Isn't anyone wondering why the Bacta stations weren't seen again after the Clone Wars ended? Have I ever thought about doing animation with battle droids? They could run across an old battle droid, yeah. I'd have to find a model of one online that I could rig. But they have quite a bit of comedy potential, don't they? Even if they did undercut a lot of the dramatic tension in episode 1. His pauldron's kind of floaty there. I'll do something about that. Serious question. I have a project I've been working on, and I'm really new to drawing and animating. Yep. What's your question? Oh. 3D animation, 2D animation. What's your name? Your poison. How would you like to do your project? Would be my first question. Check the focus on the shot. For the Rebellion from Ryan Zimmerman. Uh-oh. We got a rebel in here. But welcome. So this purple is representing what's in focus. So at the moment there's a little bit out of focus, so I'm just going to adjust that. Just adjust it through the shot. Questions. It's likely if I did the process backwards. I storyboarded my characters, I have namespace. Well, then I think if you've got the story in mind and you've got your characters and you've got your storyboards, then I think you have to decide what you would like it to look like. And my first question, as again to you, would be: do you want it to be in 2D or 3D? If you want it in 3D, then yes, something like Unreal in conjunction with Character Creator and Real Illusion could be a good choice. How often do I have these live streams? I'm going to say intermittent. Like yesterday's one was the first one I've had for quite a few weeks, and now I'm having 2 in a row, so I probably should come up with an actual schedule. What's the most complex short you've made so far? This one's pretty complex, to be honest. I mean, these shots you're seeing here look simple, but there's actually a lot going on in earlier shots. Every one has its own particular challenges. I like to try and make everyone a little different. Like the previous one in the Tentive 4 had a whole bunch of stuff going on in the hallway with lasers flying and death animations. Oh, there's a little bit of clipping there. So that was a challenge in its own way. So yeah, it's hard to say which one is the most complicated overall, because each one is a little bit different. But in terms of the most ambitious one I've got, I think our end of year finale is pretty ambitious, and I'm looking forward to getting that out to you guys when it's finally finished. I've already started doing a little bit of work on it, and it's pretty full on. So yeah, I'm going to say that one. Okay, well, Banana Man, I'm going to say, in answer to your question, if you consider yourself a decent artist and you enjoy drawing, then maybe 2D animation is the way to go. If you struggle with your drawing, then maybe 3D would be the way to bring your characters to life. Yeah, I hope that helps. I mean, it really, I think it comes down to what you're going to be happy and comfortable spending a very large amount of time on, to be honest, because all of these things take time, and if you're not enjoying the process, then you might struggle a little bit. So it's got to be something that you enjoy. I noticed Real Illusion also has a 2D animation platform. I haven't tried it, but I know it exists. So that might be worth checking out. I think also Blender, which is completely free, Blender, the 3D software, I'm pretty sure that has some 2D capability built into it as well. So maybe Blender would be worth, if you're on a budget, Blender might be worth looking at because, well, as I said, it's completely free, and you know, can't beat the price. Just shifting these pauldrons around. Sometimes they look a little floaty. Okay, that'll probably do it for today. I'm quite happy with how that's coming. He's not clipping through his pauldron anymore. Oh, I just noticed this pauldron is clipping through his arm, so I'll just quickly fix that. Yeah. So nothing is passing through anything that it shouldn't be. It doesn't look like it is. And looks pretty clean. So yeah, we'll call that a day for today. May try another one tomorrow, who can say. Sorry, just reading Banana Man's comment. Yeah, so Banana Man, I would say check out Blender. The 3D sites I go to are CG Trader, Turbo Squid, and oh god, what's the other one? There's a third one, which has completely gone out of my head. They have a ton of really good 3D assets, and a lot of them are free. A lot of them are completely free for download, for playing with. Unreal itself is completely free. You do need quite a grunty computer to run it. But yeah, it's in terms of, you know, you can't beat the price, and even on a slower computer you can play around with it and see if you like it, and then invest in a faster machine, which is what I did eventually. I started on a very slow machine, enjoyed the process so much that I decided to invest, and it's kind of worked out okay. But yeah, thanks again for everybody for tuning in. Hopefully doing one of these again soon. Always, once again, if you leave a like, leave a comment, helps the algorithm. What really helps is, in terms of even making a little bit of money on these live streams, is just watching them again. Like I said yesterday, I think just leaving them playing in the background, because YouTube seems to pay a lot more for people who watch live streams than they do, even if it's not live, if it's a playback. The payment on live streams is a lot more than just on regular videos. So if you just leave the live streams playing one after another in the background, that sends a little bit of money to the channel. But yeah, once again, we have our channel memberships, we have our Patreon, we have a whole bunch of stuff that's going on that can help support the channel. Whoa, Crazy American, thank you so much. Please stop, you're making me feel bad. But thank you very much. No, actually don't stop. No, well, it's up to you. It's completely up to you. But thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, we will chat again soon. Thank you again, and yeah, we'll catch up very soon.